They're the twisted lovers that torture together as a team. Today, we're counting down some of the worst killer couples of all time. Watch this.
We rob banks.
They may be the most infamous killer couple of all time, immortalized in the classic film Bonnie and Clyde. Depression-era bank robbers Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow are said to have committed a string of robberies and 13 murders, while on a brutal 2-year crime spree across the Midwest and South in the 1930s. The love-struck pair captivated the public, and newsreels depicting the lovers on the run fueled their celebrity. But their luck ran out, taking them down in a hail of gunfire when officers ambushed them in Louisiana. Decades later, in New Hampshire, 2003, 16-year-old Nicole Kazinskis stood guard while her 18-year-old lover, Billy Sullivan, brutally murdered Nicole's mother, Jeannie. The murderous pair hatched the plan when Jeannie refused to let Nicole move out of state to live with Billy. Billy brutally beat the 33-year-old single mom of 2 with a baseball bat, and then stabbed her more than 40 times. He received life without parole, and Nicole, who reportedly stepped over her mother's lifeless body before fleeing the scene, was sentenced to 40 years to life. And in North Carolina, 2014, killer couple Jeremy and Christine Moody pleaded guilty to the 2013 murders of pedophile Charles Parker and his wife Gretchen. The self-proclaimed skinheads targeted the Parkers because of Charles's sex offender status. The two unapologetic lovebirds kissed in court after receiving 3 consecutive life sentences for the brutal slaying, and showed no remorse.
Had to do it over again. I killed more.
And joining us now is legal expert and trial attorney Misty Maris. So Misty, that list, that's frightening, but you have another killer couple that's making headlines.
Yeah, so this killer couple is a lesser-known Bonnie and Clyde, but no less disturbing. We have Augustus Standing Rock and Tiffany Pierce. Now, these two have been arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder for killing and dismembering a 15 and 24-year-old. So the bodies were found in Tiffany's basement in bathtubs filled with chemicals. Second, her roommate heard a woman scream in the middle of the night and then saw the two showering blood off of them. In addition, Tiffany made some statements to her roommate. She said, "I killed someone last night, and there's someone dead in the basement." And then, to boot, there's a bloody knife and bloody axe found in the basement. All of this culminated in their arrest. They're now being held on a $2 million bond, and they're not getting out anytime soon.
Very, very strange. And speaking of strange, next up, a self-proclaimed 300-year-old werewolf and his child girlfriend. This just sounds crazy. What's the story here?
Well, Jesse, you just cannot make this stuff up. So you have Jeremy, that's the werewolf, and Jasmine, his young girlfriend. Now, the two of them committed 3 heinous murders together. So Jeremy, he is 23 years old. His young girlfriend, Jasmine, she's only 12. The two fall in love, but guess what? Her parents don't approve of the relationship, as you can imagine. So what do? They decide to kill her family. So Jeremy stabbed Jasmine's mother 12 times, her father 24 times, and then Jasmine killed her 8-year-old brother in cold blood. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms. But Jasmine only was given 10 years. Now, that's because of the youth offender statute in Canada. It was the maximum under the statute. So what's the latest? Well, Jasmine's free. She's been released. Jeremy, he's still rotting behind bars.
Very, very disturbing cases, unthinkable acts as well. But as always, Misty, thank you so much for being here and shedding some insight on this. We'll have more Daily Mail TV when we come back.